All right, today I'll be showing you how to do some troubleshooting on the DX Multi table, the water bed. First, we're gonna go ahead and take off the screw, this part here. Once the screw is off, the cover, you can go ahead and remove it. Once the cover is removed, you're gonna gently go ahead and remove this tapes, like this. And once those tapes are removed, what we're gonna do is we're gonna trace this cable, the red cable that goes inside of the black tape. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and trace it, and that wire from the top, it's coming all the way to the bottom of the cushion of the bed, and that wire, it's this one right over here. Once this is found, it's gonna be inside of a box, which the box needs to be taken out. Alright, so once that box is taken out, inside of that box, there's gonna be the module. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those screws. Alright, once the screws are open, you're gonna go ahead and take off the cover, and this is the module box. This is what we're looking for. Once you trace down that wire that comes all the way from the top till here, you're gonna trace it, and once it's traced, it's gonna be this cable right over here. This one right over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check for the fuse. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up like this, and there's gonna be a fuse inside of there. So we're gonna take a look. If you see any discoloration on the fuse or any burnt marks, that means the problem is from the fuse. So the fuse needs to be replaced. And once that is checked, we're gonna go ahead and close it right back in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it in its box. And on the next video, I'm going to show you another way to check it, which is gonna be the thermal fuse on that. And for now, what we did was we went ahead and we checked on the actual fuse on the DX multi. Alright, this second video I'll be showing you is if the first video didn't help for the fuse, the second possible cause will be the heating pad on this. What needs to be done, again, we're gonna go ahead and how to remove this. First, what we need to do, again, just like the other video, we have to trace this wire down, and this wire goes straight down. And once you find that wire, which is gonna be this one right over here, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect it. And the wire needs to be pretty much, for you to be able to remove the pad, you have to disconnect the cable. So first we're gonna open up the fuse, make sure the fuse is taken out. And the next wire that it's connected to the board itself, it's gonna be the one that has pretty much the blue plastic covers on them. You're gonna go ahead and simply gently pull it out, and you're gonna have these two cables right next to each other. So you can go ahead and pull the cables up now easily, since it's already been released from the module box. And once those cables are out and disconnected, we're gonna go ahead and put in a new heating pad. And we're gonna basically be doing the same thing here. We're gonna go ahead and remove the old one, and the same way that we did disconnect it, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the same way that we pretty much disconnected earlier. So we're gonna pull out the wire. There's gonna be a zip tie right over here. You want to cut the zip tie. Just be careful while you're cutting it. You don't want to cut any other wires. So once the zip tie is cut, you could take the whole heating pad with its wires out. An example, let's just say this is a new one, and you're gonna basically be doing the same thing. You're gonna put the new one back in here, and you're gonna go ahead and put the wires right back into that hole right over here. And you're gonna push it down a little bit, about 3 to 4 inches down. And we're gonna go back right over here. We're gonna pull out the wire from the top and we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna connect it to the first, there we go, to the module box. And second, we're gonna go ahead and put the fuse back in there and we're gonna go ahead and close it down. So this is the second video for the DX multi-bed, and I'll go ahead and show another video probably that's gonna be the, I will say, the final troubleshooting on that bed if this tube doesn't remedy the situation. All right, the third and the final video on the DX multi-bed. So the last step is we're gonna go ahead and check for the thermal fuse. This guy right over here. What it does is pretty much when the pack heats up all the way, this is pretty much the sensor to it, which it cuts it off so it doesn't get too hot. So for the pad doesn't melt. This is pretty much the start and the stop sensor. So we're gonna go ahead and trace it down same way. We're gonna go ahead and push this down so we can see with the wire. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be better if you do it with two guys. One of them could pretty much be just moving the cable from the top so you could see the cable that it's moving from the bottom. So once this is pushed down, you're gonna see another wire right over here. There's gonna be a couple of wires actually. You just gotta trace that wire from the top. And once that is found, you just wanna make sure you are looking for the correct wire, and do not lose the wire once you grab it from the top, because it's just going to be a little bit difficult to go out and find. It's just there's too many wires going on here. But once that wire is pretty much traced down, it's going to get connected to a female part, male and a female, which it's going to be black and white. What needs to be done is simply just go ahead and disconnect it, pull it out, and you're going to have this cable right here. This is the thermal fuse. This is the sensor, and that needs to be replaced as well. So the replacement, again, you're gonna do it the same way. For example, let's say this is the new replacement on that. We're gonna go ahead and connect it right back in here, right over here to this one, like this. Make sure when you guys are putting it back in there, make sure they are lining up correctly, and you do not need to put any force. It goes in very smoothly. So if it's not going in there, then it's not lining up correctly. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to go ahead and put the cable back in there, the sensor, the thermal fuse. And again, it's going to come up from the same way that we pushed it down for it to come out. Or you could actually do it from the top. It will be much more easier than the bottom. It's gonna save you time. So this is pretty much the sensor. There could be three things basically wrong with it if the foot part is not heating up. First, it was the fuse, which we went over it. The second is going to be the heating pad, which is this right over here. And the third, it's going to be the thermal fuse. So all those parts will be sent out to you, all three of them. So you can go ahead and step by step take it out. First, you just want to start it with the fuse. Check the fuse. Hopefully it's the fuse, because that's the most easiest way to pretty much replace it. Everything's going to be included in that package. If you have any question, feel free to give us a call at 800-418-0830, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. And yes, thank you.